WideSide Sports.
Welcome into the program, everybody. I was sitting back as I took that pause before I hit the button. I was like, what am I going to say? That is what came to mind. That's why when it comes to improv, I'm as good as it gets, man. I get these. I can do these voices that make zero sense. They don't sound like anybody, but damn, do they deliver.
Dude, one of my favorite things about TikTok is like just the random movie scenes that pop through.
Yeah.
And I get to watch them. And it was the TED 2 where they go to the improv show and they're trying to yell out suggestions and he just keeps yelling 9/11.
Giving you a comedy gold here, buddy.
Yeah. 9/11.
Bill Cosby.
South Tower. September 11th, about 8:45. Like, all right, come on.
That one was
9/11.
Like, obviously, like the first one had like a story to it.
Uh-huh.
And that second one was like McFarlane was like, I got like a lot of bits.
Yeah, let's just
just stuff it together and make it.
I still one of the like one's funny.
Yeah.
2 just makes you giggle the whole time.
Yeah, has funny.
The whole time it's just there's nothing like that's die laughing, but it just makes you giggle.
The through line joke of, are those candies just for anybody?
Yeah.
Those aren't supposed to be out. Of everywhere they go. Are those candies for anybody?
That's great. I love that, and then the way that he talks to his boss still cracks me up.
Yeah.
Still cracks me up. And then that he keeps like promoting him.
We need people like you.
Fuck. Trying to get fired. The Liam Neeson scene with the cereal.
Yeah.
Great.
The fact that they got Liam Neeson to do that, obviously. It starts out with his cameo on Family Guy when he plays himself and they talk about how big his dick is.
Yeah.
And then just to get him to do, which...
Because he did A Million Ways to Die in the West.
Yeah.
And then that little cameo right there. The fact that he was willing to do that tells me like Liam Neeson's a cool guy.
Yeah.
Because serious actors like that, they're probably like, well, I don't want to do it. And then you can tell which actors are cool because they'll voice themselves on Family Guy to be made fun of.
Yeah. Although, was it really making fun of him that he was a badass with a huge cock?
No, but you are making fun of it though because it's just.
Well, that's the thing of like, I want to see him in some crazy comedies because like people forget when Taken came out.
Yeah,
it was like
this guy Liam Neeson.
He's a horse wrangler.
Yeah, he's a soap opera guy.
Yeah, it was all serious stuff, and then all of a sudden he goes through a 10 years period where he's the biggest fucking badass ever.
Yeah. Well, the funny thing is, Taken came out in like 08, 09, something like that.
Yeah.
And then when I was in high school, we had French.
Yeah.
We had French class. That was our foreign language we took. And then we watched a movie. We watched the original Les Mis.
Yeah.
He is the main character.
Oh.
I had no idea. Like obviously I know that he's not American.
Right.
But,
I don't know where he's from.
I don't either,
actually.
Because his accent's kind of weird. But the teacher's like, Liam Neeson's in this movie, and I only know Liam Neeson as one, Gangs of New York, and he dies pretty much instantly.
Yeah.
And then Taken. The only 2 movies I've ever seen him in. And then he pops up and he's this freaking French guy in a musical, and I'm like, huh. That's weird.
Isn't that it?
Jean Valjean?
Yeah. The like the whole of like that thing has lasted forever, and they've done remakes and movies and of like the whole premise is just to make everybody feel bad.
Yeah.
It's like,
But dude, that Les Mis, he is the main character, and then Jeffrey Rush is the bad guy. Like, how you get these 2 freaking, you know what I mean? They're popular names now.
Yeah, but man,
probably
so
then
just needed a check.
Yeah, exactly.
And it probably wasn't a big one because that wasn't.
No. And it's way better than that stupid musical that Hugh Jackman did.
Is it?
Oh, way better. It's not a musical. There's no singing.
Oh, they just
made the movie. Yeah.
Gotcha.
This one, I think the one with Hugh Jackman's, I think technically it was a musical or was a play.
That's what it was.
Yeah, but the movie, it's not play. It's not like it doesn't have that
is
play.
A musical.
Yeah.
The play is a yeah.
Yeah, but there's no singing or anything in the movie that I remember.
Yeah.
With the one with Liam Neeson.
Well, yeah, because that was Hugh Jackman, big singer guy.
Yeah.
Or big Broadway guy. Which is, everybody's like, I just want to get back to, do some plays and stuff. And you always see them go back to Broadway, and then I think they hate it instantly of like, oh, you want me to sign on for 9 months of doing the same show 6 times a fucking week?
Yeah. No, I'm okay.
I'm done.
I'm done.
Done with this shit.
For sure.
But he needs to, I could have swore I'm going to have to look that up.
What is it?
But Liam Neeson was going to be doing a comedy.
Oh, really? He would be good.
God damn it. I still haven't gotten a cover for my phone. It gets a little too slick.
Yeah. But it feels so cool when you don't have a case on it. You feel dangerous.
Super dangerous.
You're ready to risk
over
it all.
Concrete.
Yeah. Driving.
Just ready to go bankrupt.
Could possibly lose yours on a golf course and never find it ever again.
That's why I wear pocketed shirts. I keep it up top.
Nice.
Plus, it's the only place that doesn't get fucking wet.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That and the ladies.
That's why they keep their phones in the back pocket.
That's right.
I watched. I know we had talked about it. I don't know in our inconsistency of shows, but the movie Trap with Yeah, that guy.
Well, hold on. Naked Gun.
Oh, really?
Yep.
He's going to be Leslie Nielsen's character?
He's going to be Frank Drebin.
That's awesome. I feel like that's going to be great.
Perfect.
Perfect. It's not, and again, you're going to have these people. If you think it's going to be as good as the first, it's not.
It's not.
Because you can't take away Leslie Nielsen's sarcastic, dumb humor that he's so good at. God, I remember being a kid and I watched Airplane with my dad, and it was so fucking funny. So funny. It was so funny.
Watching those, like the first two, funny as shit. Third one, okay. But then, not knowing that was a TV show. It only had like 8 episodes. It got canceled instantly. But they're all on YouTube. You just watch.
Yeah.
But just the one that sticks out is when they're questioning that lady in the police station, and he's like, officer, a cigarette. He's like, cigarette? And she goes, yes, I know.
Yeah. Those little just like one-liners are so funny. So funny. And he's got a million, like even the short roles that he plays in like the scary movies, like the 3 and 4. Fuck.
Well, that one where like the spoof of Spider-Man, he's like with the nail gun, he's like, it's not that hard. So he shoots the other guy and goes, I don't
know. But no, I watched Trap. It's bad. It's not good.
What is that?
So, Josh Hartnett's character is the
Yep, I know.
murderer. And they purposely trap him. It's theater. He doesn't know until he goes to buy his daughter a T-shirt at this concert, and the guy's like talking to him about it. Like, I don't know if you've heard, but there's supposed to be like a murderer here, and they're using this place to trap him. And talking whatever. I didn't finish it. That's how not
like the guy selling T-shirts would be the fucking guy that
exactly.
I know. Like the FBI goes through me.
Yeah.
Like,
exactly.
What the fuck? Who are you?
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, not good. It's almost like a comedy.
That's what I'd seen.
It's almost kind of funny because
it's not supposed to be.
No, it's not supposed to be. Like, you don't. One, it's not a thriller at all.
Yeah.
Like, there wasn't any intense parts that I thought that, and I didn't finish it because it was like, this isn't. It could have been so much better.
When it's like, obviously I've seen that scenario before, or heard of it based on my fondness of serial killers.
Yeah.
Because that was like the premise of what they were going to do for the Atlanta child murders. But the FBI couldn't approve it fast enough. To
get him.
Like, okay, so you listen to that book and then
you made which is okay,
which is fine.
Yeah, but
just
do it better. Way better. Way better.
Yeah.
It's just like the one where the horror movie that they did from the POV of the serial killer.
Yeah.
It's not good.
Yeah.
And it's not even from the POV of the serial killer. You just the only way that it's the POV of the serial killer is you don't know what the other people are doing.
Yeah.
You just follow him. So it's not even...
So there's really not much of a story.
It's a half a movie.
Yeah.
Because you don't know what anybody else is doing.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's like a Jason character. He's like you know what I mean? Like he's like not even human anymore.
Ow.
And yeah.
Don't do that.
No, like
if you're gonna like that premise is awesome. But do it like hey, yeah, the guy does this and then he jerks off and then
Yeah, something like that. Like give me like an actual like murderer.
Yeah.
Not like a serial killer, like an actual serial killer, not
a zombie.
Yes. It's exactly what it was, a zombie.
Yeah.
And it was it was so bad. And I don't know why I finished that one, but I did. I'm like, does it get better? It doesn't. It does not get better. And then they always try to... The bad thing with horror movies now, what I've really noticed, because I'm a big horror movie fan, the killing has to be weird. Like, you have to, like, absolutely, like, mangle the body.
Yeah.
For it to, like, get... I'm like, it's gross. Like, do you know that it's gross? Like, I understand that you do know that it's gross. That's why you're doing it. But, like, he has, like, a hook and a chain.
Yeah.
It's honestly like, you know, like on Passion of the Christ where they're throwing it and then like it's catching in his skin and they're that's almost what it was kind of like.
Gotcha.
And he puts it through this girl's chest, pulls it back out, takes her head, and then puts it through that hole in her chest and basically like balls her up.
Oh, come on.
And then like throws her over a mountain. I'm like,
that's not even what are we doing?
Yeah. Like it's not even like Mortal Kombat stuff.
You know,
that's a video game.
Like that's if you're gonna make a movie, but like it's not like that's not scary.
No,
like you can make an argument that as far as movies and maybe not movies, but thrown in TV shows too, that the scariest thing is fucking Dexter.
Yeah,
where he has him strapped to a table and going through his fucking ritual.
Yeah,
because that shit happens.
Yeah.
Like that is fucking...
Yeah. I mean, if you're trying to do the 80s horror movie thing, like Michael Myers is scary because you don't know where the hell he's at.
Yeah.
Like that's the whole premise of it.
And they make those movies. Like this movie is the premise of, hey, let's take this part. And you said it's only half a movie because when they originally started making those movies, the other half of the movie is the hot chicks dumping their tits out.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what that was the point of those movies.
Yes. We had to get you there with hot chicks.
Yeah.
You know, I think in any horror movie that it was made in between the late 70s to the 90s, there was nudity.
Yeah.
It was like a horror movie thing. It was like,
that was the thing.
Yeah, we're going to see a pair of boobs in this horror movie. I mean, it's a horror movie.
Yeah.
Because everybody
like
dies.
This hot chick?
Yeah.
Gonna dump out her gazungas.
Then we're going to stab her. Yeah, I don't know. I just wish I had more time to make movies, man. I feel like we could do a good job.
I've been thinking about that of like, because I like the premise of how they shoot. Because I don't know that I could. I'm sure I could write one, but I'm not a great writer.
I could do I'm an idea guy.
Yeah,
yeah.
But that's what like the Curb Your Enthusiasm of like, hey, we need this scene. Here's where we're starting. Here's where we need to get to.
Yeah,
go.
Yeah,
like I have one in my mind. We'll probably never shoot it, but I know we'll never shoot it. But it was like golf based, kind of how this started is just like the shop talk.
Yeah.
Of it would be me going through in the morning, getting everybody ready to go.
Yeah.
Premise of where we both worked. Needed to take a shit.
Yeah.
Which was in the other building.
The other building, yeah.
So my thought was just for the funny scene of like, you go, I gotta go to the bathroom. And I go, hey, take this. And I throw you a flashlight. So they had the light burn out. Yeah, all right. I said, number 1 or number 2? You go, number 2. and I throw like a dirty towel at you and go, ran out of toilet paper. Of just like,
yeah.
Now, most people aren't going to think that's funny, but in the time frame that we were that,
yeah,
100%
could have happened.
100% realistic.
100% realistic.
And that light was burned out.
Yes, majority of the time. Majority of the time.
Because nobody has T8 lights.
Nope. Yeah, stuff like that. Like,
yeah.
I mean, just keep giving him, keep giving that character different things. Like, here's a bucket of water. There's nothing in the tank.
Yeah,
I mean, stuff like that.
But,
just,
like that's
that
all
he
I
has to carry all this stuff
of just the shit that I've seen over the years. Obviously, your brother-in-law would make an appearance for his fiasco, but stuff like that.
Yes, yes.
I'll tell you what, though. For being a bland white that he is, probably the most athletic move that has been.
Yeah. Yeah, the fact that he was able to jump off.
Super athletic. I've watched him play sports for years. No one's ever said that about him. But that was super athletic.
Yeah. Well, when you think that you're going to get crushed by a mower, you turn
amazing how quick you can get.
See, that's the difference between in my mindset and then like somebody who's a little smaller. My dumbass would have just tried to like fall, and then just pick the just like take it, or like then pick the mower up, something stupid like that.
Boy, man, like obviously nothing bad on him of like the amount of shaking that he was. I can't imagine how hard it was for him to call me.
Yeah.
And not to want to say that, hey, there might be a damage or something.
Yeah.
Mainly because his hands were shaking so bad of how he dialed my number.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you're shaking. You're scared shitless. You thought the fucking mower was going to
fucking
die. Yeah.
It's a funny story now.
Funny story now.
Really wasn't funny at the time.
No. Not at all. No, but funny. Funny now. Super funny now.
He never gets tired.
Yeah.
That was my first thing I ever asked him. No, I get pretty tired. Yeah. It's like, well, everybody up there thinks he never gets, he just fucking run.
Because he's the only one out there that isn't asking for a break.
Yeah. Because there's nobody else that can dribble the ball. Just that. There's like the difference of mindsets. Like I'd have just been like, fuck it, I'll fall. Yeah.
I'll be okay. And then I'll just get up and lift the mower up and.
Sweet finality.
Yeah. But that's, I don't know. I've had that. I have a problem with. It's gonna sound bad, but like just forcing, like if it, okay, I'll give you an example. I overdo a lot of things, and if I can't, I just try to like force it.
Yeah.
When my oldest was like 1-ish, 1.5-ish, he thought it was funny. He realized what the oven door opened.
Oh, okay.
So we were cooking the one day, and using the oven. And he opens it. We're like, hey, no, shut up, whatever. So then Molly locked it. Because you can lock an oven.
No. I did not know that.
Yeah, you can lock an oven. I didn't know that either. Beeps. Oven's done. Pulling on it. I almost ripped the fucking thing off, like the door. And Molly goes, she's yelling, what are you doing? I'm like, fucking door's stuck. She's like the handle is like, I had to screw it back into the actual door itself because I'm almost ripping the screws off of it. She's like, and like switched the latch. She goes, it was locked, dumbass. And I'm like, I didn't know you could lock an oven. That was my next comment. I didn't know you could lock it. I was like, I don't know why it's stuck, but nothing crossed my mind that you could lock an oven.
Food's burning up.
Yeah, I was like, this is dinner. I worked hard for this. But I mean, fast forward, last night I dropped some things off at my mom's house store, and the boys were playing, and my youngest is 2, and he kind of the same way. If it's not going to work, he's going to just push, so he's doing a puzzle, and the piece does not go where he needs it to go, and he's just pushing, and then he starts like hammer fisting it in, and my mom's like, hey, here's the piece that goes, and he goes, oh, and then puts it there, and she's like, you used to do the same thing. She's like, she's like, you would just push pieces of puzzles. I'm like, and Mom's like, yeah, he does the same thing now. I broke a jar because I couldn't get
it.
I couldn't, and I tried as hard as I could, and I ended up breaking the jar. I'm like, that was a cheap jar. It's like, yeah, it's just I just think I can, you know what I mean? It's just, yeah, Hulk smash everything. I've broken a lot of things doing it like that.
Yeah.
Not my greatest feature, but tools.
Oh, yeah.
I've broken tools thinking that I could do it, or, yeah.
I almost ripped my lip off doing that.
Yeah.
I don't know if you were around for that. Well, no, it was at a different golf course, but it got glued back together.
Yeah.
But that was because the bolt was... I just pull fucking harder, man.
Yeah. When I was in school, high school, I was helping my grandpa change the brakes on my car, and I couldn't get one of the lug nuts off. And however, it wasn't my fault that it was cross-threaded.
No, gotcha.
And so I got the gun, did it all, and I can't fucking get this one. He's like, all right. He's like, tap it a couple times with the hammer, and then it should break loose enough. He's like, we're gonna have to go get a new stud. I'm like, okay. Boom, broke the stud. I was like, uh-oh. He's like, I said tap it. I didn't say fucking full swing at a dipshit. Yeah, that was a bad move there. Now I couldn't get the tire off.
No.
Yeah, so it's like now.
No.
Yeah, he's now you really fucked us. He's pissed. I'm like, I'm sorry. So then, guess what I do? I grab the tire, start to pull on the tire. Guess what comes off the jacks? The fucking car. Well, so it almost falls on me. It ended up being like the luckiest thing in the fucking world. Pull it off because it's just like the two stationary jacks, right?
Yeah.
We're in a freaking normal garage, not a shop. Falls off. I end up pulling so hard I slide backwards away, like so my feet don't get crushed. It hits the ground. The tire popped off.
Got it.
That's exactly what I said. I said, got it. Oh God, he cussed out so much. He's like, "You stupid!" We're good. I'm not hurt. That's what he's like. And then, we're done. And he's like, "Sorry for cussing at you." He's like, I was really scared you got hurt. I'm like, "No, I'm good. I'm fine."
Yeah. You're really gonna kill somebody in these shops
exactly.
if you keep fucking meandering and rumbling around the way you are.
Yep. Yeah, it was bad.
I've broken so many fucking bolts.
Oh yeah.
Of just like I just get pissed off of.
Yeah.
Hey, maybe go get a little bit of heat.
Yeah.
Maybe a little WD or something like that. No. I'm gonna get it.
Force. Yeah. I used to be really bad as a youngster with like drills and like old screws.
Yeah.
I would never like let the drill do the work.
Yeah.
I would just like strip. Fuck. I gotta get it out. And it would just be like, dude, calm it fucking down on the. Yeah, sorry. You're right.
And then you learn that this has different speeds and gears.
Yes.
I was always wondering what all these numbers around the top were, and there's one that just has a drill.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm still learning.
Just learning. That I really do think that there's a whole show for that.
Yeah.
Because anybody that's ever did anything golf has never worked golf.
No.
And like so much shit happens.
Oh yeah.
Of just
there's a show in that for sure. Because if you're gonna make, you compare it a little bit to like tires, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not in the same, you know what I mean? It's a little different, but yeah, you take a golf show and do the shop and all the crap that happens there. It's like, yeah, I mean, you can have a whole freaking scene of just us digging up a sprinkler head, and just count how many times the golfers come over and just look and ask, "What's going on?
You got a leak?
You got a leak?" Yeah. No. We figured you'd dig a hole for the fuck of it.
Dude, I had this one time. It was at Lost Creek. Is the greens mower blew a hydraulic line, obviously right in the middle of the green, which is awesome.
Yeah.
So we're trying to clean it, which, it's going to die anyways. This guy comes up and goes, "What's that?" It's hydraulic oil. He goes, "Is that coming out of the ground?" Like, yeah.
We struggled.
We're going to be so fucking rich that refined hydraulic oil is just seeping out of the ground.
Right here on 3 Green.
My God, it's John Deere High Guard.
Yeah.
This shit's expensive as fuck. This ain't gonna be a golf course anymore.
No.
I'll tell you that.
It's like coming out of the ground.
Yep, sure is fucking clear too.
Clear as
Didn't even have any dirt on it.
coming out of the ground. That's good.
Fuck.
That's so good. My favorites are, obviously there's the one guy we worked with who always got something fucking stuck, right?
Yeah.
And you're over there. I remember pulling him out with like the big tractor.
Yeah.
You got stuck in that, like 2 pond.
Yeah.
Right there on that edge because you try to get it as close as possible for some reason, even though you can just weed eat it. And just driving the tractor out there, hooking it up, pulling it out. Guy comes up. Did he get stuck? Yeah, just a little. Yeah, he got stuck.
Just the gears don't work anymore, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna drag him while he mows.
Yeah. Oh man, just stuff like that. All that you could just do a lot with that. You're right. You could do a ton with it.
Oh, it's the amount of times just the sprinkler heads. I mean, like people, like most people don't know the sheer fucking force.
Yeah.
That it's in, like because you'll see videos of that where there'll be a fairway head on.
Yeah.
And somebody's like, I'm going to get a drink. And they go and and almost get their face blown off. Of like, that is like, like that stream of water is throwing 30 yards. It's got some oomph behind it.
Yeah.
But the amount of times I've had one kick on and tag me in the nuts.
Yeah, I bet.
Of like, because no matter where you stand, when that thing fires off, it's pointing right at you. It doesn't, I mean.
Yep. Well, I hated hand watering. Because anytime you stick that fucking key in, you just get soaked.
You're getting wet.
You get wet. It's always the worst. And it's always early in the morning, too, so now you're wet all day.
Yeah. You're wet and cold.
Yeah.
It's like, that's the other thing, too. Like, people don't understand that of, obviously, because I usually have long sleeves and shit. I'm, first off, trying to keep some sun off my fucking skin for the most part. I mean, it's more cancer related than anything else. It's not a temperature thing. But even in July, like that water's cold as shit.
Yeah.
And when you get soaked in the morning, you're kind of cold for a while.
Yes. Yeah.
I've been head to toe drenched so many times. The amount of times I've fallen down in mud.
Oh, yeah. I fell into the pond one time on accident. I was in the mud and I got off balance and I'm like, I'm just going down.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck. God. Then you're pissed. Yeah, I didn't. It's funny. Don't get me wrong, it's funny.
The worst I had was I left the one place out to the other place. And the guy retired and they went a year without anybody. Well, there's a water line that crosses the creek. And it had a leak. Well, they cut it before the wintertime. But then they didn't fix it.
Yeah.
So now it's like I got to fix it. And it's not warm.
Yeah.
So I'm down in there and I'm getting everything lined up and I'm kind of squatting down. And I'm in the creek.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, what is like my fucking ball bag is dangling in the creek water.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's getting fucking cold. Then it like realized that the waders I had on had a hole and I'd filled, because my legs were already cold.
Yeah.
And then like when I squatted down, my balls dipped into the fucking water. It's like 50 degrees.
It's like cold as hell. It scared me. It's funny. So I like to find or hear the questions like, on like other podcasts, they ask like questions and they debate.
Yeah.
And one I thought was really, really good. And I wanted to ask you, so they did it as they asked the question, then they let the person answer, and then they let the person who asked give the answer as well, like what they think for that person.
Okay.
So the question was, what in your mind is like what would your nightmare job be? Like what would just something like whether you were afraid of it or whether you just like you don't think you'd be good at it, what would be the nightmare job?
Oh boy.
I'm like, that's a good question.
Man, I've done so much shit.
Yeah, and it's like, what's the nightmare? Like, if you had to have a job, a 9-to-5 job, what would be like the worst job you could think of having? for you personally.
Yeah. So we're taking out all the, hey, you're not working overtime or anything. It's just a 40-hour-a-week job off on the weekend. Sounds pretty fucking good.
Yeah. So you probably
to be
like
fair.
that. Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Man, that's a tough one. I would, I feel like most people would say, like, oh, you're working at McDonald's. That wouldn't be that bad.
No.
Seems like pretty easy
I
job.
have one for you that I think you would think is just you. I don't think you would like this job because I know you.
I'm going to say one.
Okay.
It would be sales.
Okay, that's where my mind went. Yeah,
like cars or anything.
I went realtor. That's where you couldn't do it.
I couldn't fucking function.
Nope. I know you couldn't.
I could not function.
I know you couldn't.
Because that would be the first thing of like, so what's this do? It turns the fucking faucet on.
Yeah.
How are you even trying to buy a fucking house?
Yeah.
That is a switch that turns lights on.
Oh, God.
I couldn't.
Yes. No, I know. That's when I watched the clip and I was like, oh, we could do that. And then he said his way. I'm like, oh, yeah. All right. Then I was like, instantly, like, Randy would hate being a realtor.
Yeah, like dealing with, I couldn't.
No,
now,
stupidity.
like cars, I probably could. Because I feel like I can lie pretty good.
Yeah.
But the realtor thing of like meeting somebody, showing them through a house. And,
trying to have that.
Because like at least you're selling cars. Like the person's there.
To buy it.
Like,
yeah.
Like they drove there. So, but also people live in houses.
But for some reason, I feel like car salesmen, you didn't just show up. You're not looking, right? You had one in mind. Most of the time now, with all the onlines, that you have one in mind.
It's more a meeting their monthly payment option as it is to let the houses, the questions. The questions,
if somebody came, I mean, maybe bigger city, but if somebody just had, less motivation to look on their own, they're giving you all the things that they want. Yeah, it's like, there's no, I don't know.
Like, that's fucking stupid.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, if you never lived in a house before, you're not going to like that.
No, that's what I'm saying.
But it's the same thing with, I've lived in enough houses now, and obviously I have families and people that have built houses of like, that when they build shit, they're like, this was a mistake. Yeah. Of like these big elaborate fucking bathrooms and stuff of like, nobody's getting in that. Yeah. Yeah. It's like a 6-person fucking bathtub. Yeah. Like who's that for?
Yeah, why?
Like, I mean,
not
what
functional. Yeah.
The one, and I think my brother might have said this, because it got to be a thing of like in the master bathrooms where like the toilet was like in a closet almost. Yeah. To where you could, like the wife or something could be in the bathroom while you're shitting. Yeah.
Mine's like that.
Yeah, and I'd have to ask Sean again, but I think he didn't like that he did that because it feels like you're shitting in a closet. Yeah, exactly. You might as well be in a fucking porta-john.
Yes, that's exactly what it feels like. But in the essence, it is nice that you do have some. There is some other options, like, you know what I mean. I don't take up the whole bathroom, right? Yeah. I mean, that's the only good part about it.
Yeah. But then again, like I feel like
whoever built this house loved putting the toilet as close to walls as possible.
Oh, yeah. See, that'd be my thing. Like, if I build it, I'm going to put that toilet right in the middle of the fucking room.
I mean, as much
Jesus
space
Christ.
possible.
Well, just as, like, when it needs to be worked on. Because you can never catch the proper fucking angle to get the water line hooked up. You can,
There's just enough room. Yeah. And, of course, I'm larger than most people.
No.
Yeah. So it's like, okay, well, this sucks.
And
I tell you, whoever built this house and they went out and they picked the toilet, this is my impersonation of when they went and bought a toilet, and if they went with a salesman, and salesman comes up and says, hey, what can I do for you? The guy goes, I'll take the heaviest toilet you have. That's all they said. They didn't care what it looked like, because I replaced one of them, and I took all the water out of it. There may have been a drop of water. Like, I used the shop vac to suck up the rest. I'm like, because it's already going to be, and I don't want, I had just put down new floors. I'm like, I don't want, just a ton of water on the new floors. I picked this fucker up and I sat right back down. I'm like, nah, I need a minute. I got to readjust I'm like, this is the heaviest fucking toilet.
Cast iron.
Yes, like, this is the heaviest toilet in the entire world.
Like back in the day, because I can say I helped my brother, but like my grandmother was taking out a tub and then putting in like almost like a 0 entry shower.
Yeah.
And like, Sean did all the work. I was just there for moral support because he's way better at that stuff than I could ever imagine being at. I can do it.
Yeah.
But, at some point in time, I'm going to get pissed off and it's just going to go in. But he cut that. It's the first time. I've never ripped one of those out before.
Uh-huh.
Dude, that thing must have weighed like the fucking structural support to hold those old fucking shower tubs in.
Yeah.
Like 9,000 fucking pounds. Obviously, cut it up, take it out in chunks and shit. Of like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, we did that at Dylan's house. The very first house I lived in, they had a cast iron tub.
Ugh.
This tub, I swear to God, they had to have put extra freaking wood underneath this thing. It was so heavy.
It's
so heavy. It was glued, and then they plastered the back of it.
Yeah.
To make sure it just sealed. And I'm like, I don't know how we're going to get this thing out of there.
You take it out in pieces.
Yeah,
That's how you get it out of there.
We cut it out. It was like, even the pieces were so freaking heavy. But yeah, it was.
But in my mind, being at that, I never imagined that that's even what that fucking tub was.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, that's not what I just assume this fucking plastic like all the other ones are.
Yeah.
Nope. Sure the fuck wasn't.
No. Oh, man. Funny.
Plus, that was a fun one, too, because we, where that's located, you're nowhere near anywhere where you can buy anything.
Oh, yeah.
And, like, trying to get sizes for pipe and stuff like that was always the wrong size, so we had to, run down to Bell Fountain a couple times.
Yeah.
But it's also, like, there's, like, it's an old house, like, a little hatch that kind of goes, like, Sean, on a crawl space, crawling under, fucking trying to army crawl all the way through the house
to get underneath it. Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? Just burn it down.
Yeah.
I mean,
burn the whole thing down.
Burn the fucking. It's like I think it was Always Sunny. It's like, oh, there's no way on these model shows that they're tearing this stuff. They're just doing controlled burns. Just
yeah, for sure. But yeah, I think realtor would be the one that you would not. You could. I don't know. You could do it.
No, there's absolutely no way. Like it'd be like selling farm ground or something like that. Okay, because it's a fucking $3 million piece of property. There's only so many people that
are doing it,
and they already know what they're looking for and what they want to. But like just trying to sell your house,
the
first person would be like, "Hey man, they offered like $10,000. I think you should take it."
Hey, you said you wanted to sell.
Hey, they didn't like the color of the walls. Yeah. So, I mean.
Oh, man. It's funny.
That's the other one, too, of like selling somebody's house who tried to flip it.
Yeah.
Of like, hey, all this money you put in, nobody gives a fuck because everybody's going to paint. They're going to do their own color, so your color doesn't matter.
When we flipped those houses when I was in college, we flipped 2 of them. I think we literally did like eggshell everywhere.
Yeah, because it doesn't matter.
Yeah, because it didn't matter. I mean, when we've repainted every room in our house, and we've been here 6 years.
But that's one of those things too. Of like, it's like, we put in stainless steel appliances and stuff. It's like, but you don't get that money back.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Because I remember talking to a guy. He was a cabinet maker, and he said it's about 20%. Like you redo your whole kitchen, it ups the value maybe 20% of the cost. So if you spent $60,000 on your kitchen, you can up your house value by about $12,000. It doesn't make any sense to do that shit.
When we moved into this place, the master bedroom, it was like peach.
Oh yeah.
And then there was an accent wall. The accent wall was like still orange.
Wow.
Yeah.
You should have left it.
Yeah. I was like, oh my God. Oh, it was like, honestly, it was so ugly. It was like, it turns you off from the rest of the place. It's like, what? This this person. I hope that she's only lived here like a month and just, you know what I mean? Like, she didn't have time to. I hope she didn't paint this because she has terrible taste.
There's one that, a guy I used to work for dated, and she had a daughter.
Mm-hmm.
And as the daughter got into high school and stuff, goes, the rebellious phase. So she painted her bedroom in his house. Fucking black.
Yeah.
Of like, now once, like, what are you going to do with that
afterwards?
I mean, it's always, it's going to be dark white at some point in time.
How many coats of paint it's going to take to cover that?
Well, it's like when I moved back into my house, the people I was renting to, they dark gray and painted around their curio cabinet.
That's hilarious.
That they had of like, it was just a white rectangle of like, and then painted my crown molding.
Oh yeah,
I'm like, that's
a waste.
Like, you can't get that shit anymore. They don't even make that anymore.
Yeah. Thanks for ruining it.
Thanks for doing that on a house you don't fucking own.
Yeah, that's funny. Oh, yeah, but you for sure couldn't do
no way.
Realtor. That was my first thing was realtor.
Yeah, that sounds like the absolute fucking worst.
Yeah.
Like, I could do other, like if you want me to sell insurance or something like that, because that's more office jobs. People are, obviously you got to try to drum up business, but a lot of times people are coming to you. It's more advertising than it is anything.
Yeah.
Or cars but selling houses, man.
Yeah.
Like the way, like I know some successful people that do that of like, knock it on for sale by owner doors and just like, hey, man, don't fucking bother them. They're not.
Exactly.
They're just trying to live their life.
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah.
So what's yours?
I mean, I think mine. The job that I think I would hate the most. Do you already know? Do you have one for me?
I'm not going to say it.
Okay.
I'm not going to say it. Period. On this show, I'll tell you after.
I think I don't think I could be like a shrink.
No.
Because I don't feel bad for you. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have the empathy is not there.
Oh yeah.
I guess I have the sympathy. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I'm like, sorry, but it's like I don't have the empathy to be like, I'm more like, fucking fix
how did that make you feel?
Yeah, the feelings. Really, anything with feelings, I'm not great with. I just don't have that.
Yeah, I've never had any.
It's I'm really bad with it.
Which is, it's a funny thing because I am to a lot of people.
Yeah.
Like they just.
No, I can listen.
And I think that's why. It's because I'm listening, but I'm not really.
Yeah, but I can listen. Like, if you want to tell me all your problems, great. Don't ask for my opinion. I guess that would be more of it all.
Yeah.
Like, don't ask for a solution.
I got nothing for you.
I think I could be I could be a priest and sit in the confession box and listen to people's problems.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to give you, don't take my solutions for it.
I could just see, 30 minutes in and then it dawning on you that for the last 15 minutes you hadn't even been listening.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Like, fuck, what are we even talking?
Yeah.
What did I even ask?
What did I ask? I couldn't do it. Couldn't do it.
I would struggle if that was like, hey, you're a fucking loser, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like everything, like this isn't any past, you're just a fucking asshole.
Yeah. This seems like
you caused this problem.
Exactly. I couldn't do it. I know I couldn't.
Did you have an uncle diddle you as a child? Because that's people that do what you're doing now. That's usually what happened.
I think I would be, one, way too sarcastic.
Yeah.
And two, I would try and just, I don't know. I would almost try to be like jokes. And I know it's not a funny situation, but I don't know how else to deal with it. It's like, yeah. Like,
do you have any problem with clowns?
Yeah.
Just trying to save my marriage here. Yeah. Well, if you like clowns.
The marriage counseling, I would be honestly probably that would be the worst thing in the world.
I think I'd be too honest.
Me too.
Of like,
you guys need to leave each other.
Yeah.
It's not based off of what I've been hearing. you guys don't like each other.
Yeah.
So maybe just call it quits now.
You're kind of a dick.
Yeah.
You're a bit of a bitch.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think that you guys mesh well.
Every one of the fights, you causing.
Yeah.
Like, this isn't just shit that happens. Like, you just kind of doing it on purpose, it sounds like.
Yeah. Yeah, couldn't do that one.
I thought about that's a great question, though.
Yeah.
Because I thought about that because I catch a lot of these where people their podcasts just like, am I the asshole type stuff?
Uh-huh.
Of like, first sentence, like, yep.
Yeah.
You sure are.
Yeah. I couldn't that stuff. Other than that, I don't think there was another one that really popped. It was like, if I had to talk about, one, I'm not going to talk about my feelings. Two, I'm for sure not going to talk about other people's feelings. Now, just not in my repertoire.
Now, I would love to do that if based on because you'll see this sometimes of like people that just set up a podcast out on the corner.
Yeah.
Of just like, hey, let's chat. Yeah, what's going on? And to where it's just somebody that I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll never see him again.
Yeah.
I'll brutally be honest with what yeah, that's totally your fault.
Yeah, exactly.
Nobody else thinks this way.
I couldn't like the feel sorry for you.
Yeah.
I just don't feel sorry. You know what I mean? It's like you can do something about it.
Yeah.
You can do something about it. Like it's all you, dude. Like,
everybody's got their own problems, man. Yours aren't any different.
No. Count like, I work with, there's our main guidance counselor, and then like the county has different ones that are in the building, right? And those people are wonderful human beings.
Yeah.
Because there's no way, obviously you have bad stories. I don't know if I could not go to like the person's house and just beat the piss out of whoever the hell lives there.
Yeah.
So how do you not make sure that your children are bathed, don't smell? Like, you know what I mean? Like just the simple necessities to come to school.
Yeah.
You don't have to have a lot of money to smell okay.
Yeah.
You just don't. So that, I think I couldn't do, and I definitely couldn't do like the kids part of it, because I'm like, what's going through your mind? Or even like the ones, like we had a kid, parents, not a whole lot of money.
Yep.
Which is fine, but it's like, they smelled.
Yeah.
And you have you go. There's a protocol, right?
No.
It starts with our
hose.
Yeah. It starts with
This is worse the time that raccoon gets stuck.
So it starts with like, if you, most of the time it's other kids saying something, to you. Our kids are great. They don't usually say anything obviously to the kid. They usually come to you. And so then you go to your bosses, and I've sat in the meetings before with them, and I've literally gotten like a response of, well, I just tell my mom and dad that I don't want to, and they just let me.
Oh, that's a problem.
Yeah. It's like, what do you mean? And I think I asked that one time. I was like, what do you mean? You want to stink? And the kid's like, what? I mean, like I shower. I'm like, but you want to? What do you mean you want to? Like, I get it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
You're that lazy? Like, you can't, you know what I mean? I couldn't do that because I think I would explode. Like, what do you mean? Like, you're okay with it? It doesn't make sense to me. In my mind, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Not saying that I'm the most hygienic person in the entire world, but it's like, you're okay with that.
Yeah.
You're not set up for success there. If you're not okay, if you're just okay with stinking, that motivation to get a job is probably not all there when you're done with school here.
Probably not going to be selling real estate.
Yeah, exactly. So that, I definitely could not do that either.
Yeah.
Be the two words.
I was just thinking about it, like, I don't even know that I ever talked to the guidance counselor.
Yeah.
Except in passing.
Yeah.
It was like,
I talked to mine because I had to, we had to go to them to basically schedules. When I was in school, our guidance counselor was in charge of our schedules.
Gotcha.
So if I needed something switched or something like that, or Mine was because I took like a couple college classes too. So I was like, hey, I can't take this class here. I have to leave and then come back. Oh, okay. That would be my only time talking to the actual guidance counselor.
Yeah. Well, see that was I had buddies whose aunts and uncles ran everything.
Yeah, exactly.
He's like, hey, get me out of this class.
Dude, our guidance counselor to school was a complete freaking dork, but he was so funny in his own way. So funny. He was I don't know. He had a little bit of like a
shake
ADD kind of thing where he like always was moving.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he was about 6'4". He wasn't fat, but his gut.
But he had a belly.
But he was so tall that it sunk low on him.
Gotcha.
And it was just he had a funny figure. He was I liked it. I thought he was hilarious. But he would just like walk down the halls and if he thought he had good relationships with a lot of the kids in the school. He would walk down halls and just like knock books out of kids' hands. I swear to God.
Guidance counselor
I watched him.
Was a bully.
It's so funny. I mean, I've seen him do it at least 3 times. And yeah, and like he wouldn't even like turn around and like laugh. He would just keep walking, which was the funnier.
That's worse.
Oh, way worse.
Yeah.
Like I watched him. I don't know if he just liked to create. I watched him like take like a poster off a wall and throw it away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and it would just say like, "Go that mascot." That's all it said.
Yeah.
And he would just be like, rip it, take it down, throw it away. I'm like,
what's yours?
You don't like school spirit? Like, stuff like that. Like he was very quirky. Quirky is the word I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
Just odd, funny in his own way.
Just the thought of a guidance counselor fucking knocking books out of people's hands.
Awesome.
And if you've seen it happen 3 times, then it happened.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, obviously, you were in a different school than I was, like, because mine, there's a top hallway and a bottom hallway. Like, you couldn't get away from anybody. But it's just like, what the fuck?
So funny. So funny.
Yeah, this fucking loser can't hold on to his books.
Yeah. So, oh, man. Oh, yeah. Super funny. Super funny.
That was, man, trying to, I think the only time I've ever seen mine, I think when you're a junior or something like that, you have to meet with them once. And our meeting lasted fucking 3 to 4 minutes. Were you thinking about going to college? I don't know.
Okay.
All right. Well, here's some options.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks. I know the colleges.
Thanks, man.
So
I'm from here.
Yeah.
you just gave me shit on stuff that I live miles from.
Yeah. So we had a thing that was called, I don't know if they did it when you were in school or not. It was called sophomore leadership. And basically,
I think they did. Okay. I'm not a leader.
Basically, what the teachers would pick, whatever, 5-6 kids in the sophomore class.
Familiar.
In a county, it was a county thing. And you just did different little monthly meetings and you just worked on leadership skills.
Yeah.
I remember the first one we went to, and he was the guy who took us. He was in charge of that part of his, thing. And we go to the first one. It's almost like we get there at 10 and we're done by 1. You know what I mean? It's not that long of a thing. We get in the van to go back, and he's like, that was boring. Like, and then I'm dying laughing because it's me and like 5 girls.
Yeah.
And they're like, what? And like they see me laughing, so then they start to like giggle, and I'm like, this is hilarious. Hilarious.
That, like, one that I didn't understand too is because like they do student body president shit like that. Yeah. Of like, and I don't remember that in high school, but I remember Nick will remember this. It was the grade that we were in where the teacher was fucking that ex-con that she kept bringing in to talk to people. That still gets me. It took me so long in my life to realize, oh, she was fucking that guy. And he was coming in to talk to the class about how not to go to jail.
perfect setup.
But I think it's 6th grade. Or 7th, might have been 7th grade. But they do like the election for class president, vice president, treasurer of like, they go through all this.
It's
and
7th
I can
grade.
remember who the president was, but I don't know the other spots of like, and I think it's like, what the fuck was all that for?
Yeah.
Like they didn't do anything.
Yeah.
Treasurer, we don't have any money. What are you fucking talking about?
You trust that 7th grader with money?
Yeah, what are we doing?
What are we doing?
Your office is in the same room that we got vaccinated in.
Yeah, exactly. Jesus.
Man, I can't imagine that now. Do they do that at school anymore?
I don't think they do it at our school, they don't do it in junior high. They have in high school they vote, but it's
no,
more,
I'm talking about the vaccination that you go to school and get stuck with a needle.
No.
It was in the paper room.
Nice.
7th grade. It's like, walk up a couple steps in this room that I assume teachers are blowing each other in. Like, all right, we're going to stick this in your arm.
I think my favorite sign in our school is on every copy room. It says
No fucking.
It says no students. It used to say it basically used to say just copy room.
Yeah.
Now it says it would say students allowed with teacher permission. You give them a note and your key, and you go you know what I mean. I still have kids go get me copies and shit.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's pretty. I'm like, why can't you be in there? You know what I mean? Like, what's going on in the copy room? There's nothing in there other than a copier.
Well, that was like in the old school,
and you can't make copies unless you have a code. So it's not like they can like copy their butts anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I remember, I used to copy the elbow to make it look like a butt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, it's funny stuff like I used to copy my face.
Yeah.
It's like, why not?
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah. It was funny.
Well, ours, it was on the 2nd floor.
Mm-hmm.
And it was always just called the paper room, but it was like the teacher's lounge or whatever. Had a pop machine in there.
Mm-hmm.
And I only ever saw students in there. I don't know that I ever had like a table and stuff. I guess if the teacher packed their lunch, they could eat there.
Yeah.
But most of them would just eat in their room. But I'd only ever seen students in there.
That's funny.
In the pop machine, I think it was my senior year, I took care of it.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like one of the teachers, it was their machine or whatever. So and I would never, I'd load it, but it got to the point where there was so much fucking change in there. When I opened that change compartment, dude, it dumped. There must have been fucking $200 worth of quarters in that thing. So obviously I took $20 for gas.
Yeah, of course. Why not?
It's like, here you go. It's like, Jesus.
That's funny. That's funny.
But yeah, that was because it was always one teacher that handled the machines. Because obviously there was that machine that was for teachers. Students weren't allowed to have pop.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, you weren't allowed to have drinks.
Drinks, yeah.
And then there was one that was like, I can't remember what it was, but it was like a Tropicana machine. It sold juices and canned chocolate milk.
Oh, okay.
That, and one of the teachers took care of it.
Yeah.
Well, they made students do it. Fucking slave labor. Take care of it while they kept all the money. Fucking fat cats.
Yeah.
Working off the child labor. Make their tens of dollars.
Yeah. I see I still have kids that go get stuff for me. Like, I mean, I can't leave. Like, if I need to make a copy or, you know what I mean?
Right.
It's like, you're going to get really mad if I leave my classroom with nobody in there.
Yeah.
But I can't send them to go get a copy. It's weird.
Because you're going to send a nerd.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like you know.
I'm sending the dipshit.
Yeah.
Yeah. And everybody has, like, I mean, obviously there's only one class where I actually have legit grades. I mean, my health class. But other than that, I mean, I don't need a whole lot of copies in phys ed. But,
This is how you play basketball.
Yeah, exactly. Post the rules. When I was
some copies of how to play fucking defense, huh?
Yeah. Just
sorry about that. That was a low blow.
All right. All right. It's okay. We're working on it. Just a tad. Ted. So it's kind of cool. There was a grant money a few years ago, right after COVID.
Yeah.
And nobody in the history of school, other than not this year, but the previous 2 years, the state almost mandated, they called them brain breaks.
Okay.
So like once a month, it was supposed to be like 2 hours of just freedom.
Fuck on your phone.
For students. Yeah, I mean, they had game, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So one of the teachers applied for grant money and got all of these like different games. There's like a bunch of cornhole, hillbilly golf, indoor bowling and stuff like that. Well, now that you know, there's no more money, that it's not a thing anymore. Like I got all the cool stuff. So like we bowl.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like we bowl, there's a shuffleboard. There's I haven't got it out yet, but there is curling.
Oh, God.
And I don't know how the heck you do it inside. I haven't opened it up yet, but it's got me intrigued.
Assume it's like ball bearing type thing would be my guess. But I don't know how.
But it's like, all right, my budget's fine now. I don't have to buy anything for a while.
You know how they're going to be like super slick.
Yeah.
And ball bearing, you know, to roll. But it's going to be that one thing of like when you're dragging like a floor jack and there's like one piece of sand that like just locks it up. And
it's so funny. Like the bowling ball is just like a giant bouncy rubber ball, right? It's
we used to have that. It sucked.
Yeah.
Because you got to set the pins up. Boy, when this isn't automatic, this isn't fucking great.
So, I mean, I was at least smart about it. I just had two teams, and then one team was on one end, one team was on the other, so you just picked up each other's pins.
Yeah.
But some of the kids were like, they're like, what's the break? I'm like, it's a gym floor. There's no roll it straight.
We're not oiling this bitch.
You would be. It's so surprising how they miss.
Yeah.
It's like, how did you miss? Like, I understand, like, not getting a strike every time, but how did you not hit one?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I think because we did that in either freshman or sophomore year. And then it was like a field trip to the bowling alley.
Yeah.
Like, because that was part of the grade too, is you had to know how to keep score.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, well, this fucking machine does it. Why are we doing it?
Yeah. Like some of the kids were like, strikes are, if you get a strike, it's 20, not 10. I'm like, yeah, you guys can barely do math. We're going to keep it with 10.
Yeah.
One pin is 1, strikes 10. Okay.
Now a spare, if you get a spare, then you add on to.
And I was like, we're keeping it 10. Keeping it. You knock down 5 pins, your next roll, you knock down 5 pins, that's 10.
Yeah.
Everybody got it? Yeah. Okay. And then it's like, you're keeping your own score for your team. Okay. Halfway through. Hey, what's our score? I don't know. I'm watching 4 different teams play right now. I don't know your score. I'm not keeping track of all 4 teams' scores. Oh, okay. Well, we don't know. Then you have nothing. It goes back to 0. Oh, man. Yeah. Sorry. Should have kept track of your score, dude.
Figure it out, man. Figure it out.
Not hard.
Yeah, that's trying to think about that of like there's a bowling and then they did golf, which they had like
we have golf
fucking club.
We putt. It's a putter thing.
Yeah, and it's like went out to where the football field practice was and you'd hit some balls. And then it was, then it was disc golf where they obviously didn't have any of the stuff. It was just like a stick that they stuck in the ground.
Yeah.
And you're just like, okay.
Yeah.
We're a poor school. Why are we even attempting to do this?
You're playing Beersby. Gotta knock the thing off the stick.
Yeah. Then you had to learn how to jump rope.
Yeah.
How to do basically the boxer shuffle.
Mm-hmm.
Be a lot easier if they just call it that. They had some name. It's a classic boxer shuffle. That's fucking
got double dutch.
I seen a guy. Man, I'll tell you what, when somebody does that, this guy came in was doing a dance and in the middle of the dance just rolled into the ropes and didn't miss a beat and just kept fucking dancing.
That's cool.
And you can tell it was obviously a whole routine of and never
broke
once and then just danced for 20 seconds inside the ropes and then just like danced himself out of the. It was like, this is fucking amazing.
Yeah, it's like it's a magician. It's magic.
Fucking odd. Like when people are super, it's shocking what you'll watch when people are super good at something.
Yeah.
Like I watch that Magnus Carlsen play chess. I don't fucking like chess, but he's awesome at it. So I watch him do it. Mainly because he's a fucking asshole.
Yeah, I've seen some clips.
Fucking asshole. And he lets people fucking know it. I'm better than you. Yeah, no shit, man.
Yeah.
No shit. You're better at a sport that the whole thing is just how good's your memory.
Yeah.
It's not like you're making up moves.
No.
You're just, oh, this guy's in this position, and I remember this move from somebody else that did this, and they did that. And like, you're good at memory.
Yeah.
Maybe a slight bit on the spectrum. You're as good as Bobby Fischer.
Yeah.
And the people that were searching for him. That I do like that movie, that Searching for Bobby Fischer.
I don't know if I've ever seen it.
It's a fantastic Lawrence Fishburne. He plays a black guy. He plays a guy that plays chess in like Central Park, and then Josh. It's actually based on a real guy. Like it's a real. He was a grandmaster or whatever. He was just never world champion. But when he was like 8, it's a story of him being 8, and they, talk about Bobby Fischer because he went into hiding and stuff. It was like super good movie.
Uh-huh.
And then like as you get older and that stuff breaks down, goes, oh, nobody should have been looking for Bobby Fischer. Like he's a fucking piece of shit. Like that guy.
Yeah.
He went off the fucking rails. I mean, off the fucking rails.
Yeah.
Get into a little bit of conspiracy. Just like, just fucking let him be.
Yeah. It seems a little wild.
I don't think you want to know him.
No.
That, boy, we haven't, really wasn't much in sports-wise.
Now, did you get to watch any football yesterday with your...
I watched a little bit. I took my nap. I woke up to watch South Carolina miss that field goal, which pisses me off because they got to their target line.
Yeah, and ran the ball.
And they just fucking...
Yeah.
Every coach does it. Well, he said he's good from here.
Help him out.
Get closer.
You got a timeout. You had time to throw the ball.
Yeah, you wasted time out and tried to run a fucking draw.
Yeah.
It was like, okay, well, if we pick up 3 more yards, that'll do it. I mean, the guy had plenty of leg. Also a freshman.
Yeah.
Feel free to get closer.
And you have a running quarterback. Why don't you just run with him?
Yeah.
He'd been successful all game.
It's the same thing that Ohio State did against Georgia. They got to his
target line
and then just quit.
Yeah. That's your max, guys.
Yeah. It's like, you're trying to make it to the national championship game with a 55-yard field goal?
Yeah.
And look at the guy's fucking face running off the sideline. He ain't making it.
No, he's scared.
Zero chance that ball was ever going to go in.
Yeah.
Maybe if it's a 40-yarder.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, just...
Now, I fell asleep at night. It was 6-3 in the Georgia-Kentucky game.
I watched the second half, and I tell you what, Kentucky's offense is bad. But they really did a good job with Georgia's offensive line.
Yeah.
Like they played about as good of a defensive game plan as you could probably draw up if their offense, it's the same thing as Kentucky always has. They always have a solid defense.
Yeah.
But it's like if you had an ounce of better offense, you guys would have won that game.
Or if that pick six stands.
Mm-hmm.
The fact, like, when I fell asleep, I knew it was 6-3, and I'm like, second half, Georgia blew them out.
Yeah.
And then I was like 13-12. I'm like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
I'm sure it was terrible to watch, but super interesting.
I just think it's, you talk about conferences and you talk about the dominant conferences and stuff like that. The SEC is so good playing against their own conference teams. You know what I'm saying? They just they just know what you do, and they do a really good job at defending it or trying to counter it. And I don't think other conferences do that very well.
Well, and it's always Kentucky. Kentucky never beats anybody, but they scare the shit out of somebody every year.
Mm.
And that was, not that it matters with the 12 team. It's not, unless Georgia loses 4 fucking times, they're getting in. But it was like everybody tends to need a game to wake them up. Well, you just woke them up now.
Yeah, but I mean, it's weird. This is, coaching football, you have to take pieces of what worked for somebody else and see if it can work for you.
Yeah.
I just don't think a lot of teams do that anymore.
No.
I think you can call it arrogance, you can call it whatever you want, but like you take that blueprint and you see if you can replicate it just a tad because it worked.
Yeah.
Whatever they did, I mean, they didn't do anything fancy, but they did enough to throw Georgia off their game, which essentially is you're taking away a first read, or you're taking, or you're shutting down the run. You're basically essentially trying to take away the run game first and making them throw.
That's your Georgia. If Georgia can't run the ball, they got a problem.
Yeah, because
they are a non-quarterback essential offense. That if you make them quarterback essential, it's a problem.
Yeah,
I mean they don't have.
Yeah,
it's like they don't. It's hard to say that gear because they'll throw 50 up on you.
Yeah.
But they don't throw 50 up on you when they need to throw 50 up on you.
Yeah.
Like hey, I'm not. It'd be like talking about anybody in the NFL of like the Patriots beating the Bengals. Like the Patriots, like if the Bengals get the lead in that game, the Patriots can't beat it because they can't drop back and throw it 40 times. Georgia's not going to drop back and throw it 40 times.
Yeah. Yeah. And they did a really, really good job just keeping. I mean, essentially, when you're playing somebody that is obviously better than you, obviously Georgia's better than Kentucky, they did such a good job of keeping everything in front of them to where you didn't have the big play. Because once you get a big play, then you're worried about the big play, so then it opens up all your short stuff. You know what I'm saying? So they just did a really good job of containing the big play to where nothing else was really open, and then Georgia felt like I'm not going to throw the ball deep. I'll keep it, you know what I mean? I'm throwing stuff short now, and it lets everybody come up and make the tackle. And they tackled well. That's another big thing in college football. You tackle well, you're going to stay in games because that big play's not there anymore.
Well, and that's the 12-play drives don't happen in college because they fuck up. Like if you just, don't let them have a 30-yard play and make them do 10 to 12.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody's going to jump. Somebody's going to, at some point in time, they're just going to fuck up.
Yeah, you got to make them keep snapping the ball. They did a really good job. I didn't watch first half, assuming it was the same thing since it was such a low-scoring game. But, they did a good job with that. And, I mean, Georgia, Alabama, they get you on that big play.
Yeah.
That's their whole tendency is they can get one big play, 2 big plays, they got you. Because, again, everything now then is open. Then you're not as aggressive. You're playing a little softer on the back end. Those out routes are wide open now to where there's space after I catch it. I don't have a guy on me immediately, But, again, try and replicate that if you're somebody else that's doing it.
Well, that's just one of those of just think about that over the last 3 years of if Ohio State didn't give up 40-yard plus plays, they probably beat Michigan every year, at least the first 2 years, probably have a national championship of and you wouldn't think that, hey, don't give up 50-yard touchdowns.
Yeah, it's not,
okay.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah, make him just keep snapping the ball. Yeah. I don't like I watched the first half of the Alabama-Wisconsin game. I like Kalen DeBoer. He's a winner. I mean, he's a winner. I don't like their defense.
Yeah.
They got that Pac-12 defense.
Oh, it's going to bite them.
It's going to bite them.
Yeah.
It's going to, I mean, they just, I don't know. I just don't like the way they play it. It's funky.
Yeah.
It's almost like that. It's almost like nickel the whole time. And I don't know. I don't know. I just don't like it. I think you're going to get, you play a team with a good offensive line, I think you're really going to get tore up in the run game.
Well, that's one of those, you start trotting a nickel out onto the field.
Yeah.
In the SEC.
Yeah. Even if it's a bad team, most SEC teams run the football pretty well.
Yeah.
It's going to be an issue with them. And then they run the football well. They play that one high with some, nickel out in the slot, but it's a cover 3 essentially. Yeah. The seam, like last week when they played South Florida. South Florida killed them in the freaking Seaman. It's like, all right, let's dial it back. I'm not saying you had to obviously you replicate what Saban did, but kind of keep the same thing going there.
It's one of the. I mean, it's just basically everywhere except the SEC.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like Ohio State does it too. They're a 4-2-5. Like you just see a lot of that now. Now Ohio State's got a hybrid that's probably more of a linebacker than a nickel.
Yeah,
but it's still the same. The alignment's still different.
Yeah,
he's still 15 yards off. So
yeah, I don't know. Didn't like it. I think when they get into the nitty gritty of their schedule, I think it's going to come back and get them.
Yeah,
because Milroe can't do everything.
No,
he throws a beautiful deep ball.
And
I can't throw anything else.
It's everything that I expected to happen happened there.
Yeah. I didn't expect quarterback to go down, play one, but
with I just want Wisconsin to be okay.
Yeah.
Because I assume because seems like Fickle will get fired here in a couple years. Like if they don't turn it around next year, you're probably on your way out.
I find it very weird that Division I colleges struggle to find halfway decent quarterbacks.
Yeah.
I honestly do.
Yeah.
Big programs, I struggle that they can't find competent quarterbacks.
Right.
You take Wisconsin.
Yeah.
You don't have to have a stud. You just have to have somebody who can complete passes to your team.
Yeah.
That's it.
Iowa.
Yeah, Iowa.
Iowa would have been in the playoff a couple times if they had somebody that could throw for 150 yards and not throw interceptions.
That's it.
That's it.
We're going to throw the ball 12 to 15 times. That's it.
Yep.
And you run the ball well enough to do that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't get it. Like your bigger programs who have a history of winning. In my lifetime, like you take it to Florida's. How come they haven't had a competent quarterback?
Yeah.
That's Florida. There's athletes everywhere in fucking Florida. You know what I mean? It's stuff like that. It's like, how the hell are you not getting? And I understand that other teams recruit Florida hard too, and I get that, but they don't recruit fucking everybody.
But it's weird of like, because then when you start looking around of like, and you know where they're at. Like Ohio State's got 3 5-star quarterbacks on their roster, and Alabama's got 2, and Georgia's got 3, and and then that's how it ends up is they never develop because Ohio State's going to get another one with like that St. Clair kid, but then there's that Keinholz kid that's a 4-star that's probably not going to play because the 5-star that just transferred in is going to play, and then you get another 5-star. Is he going to sit for a couple years?
It's just I mean. Different mindsets take different places, but it's like, I don't know how these programs struggle to find somebody.
Well, and nobody develops one.
Yeah.
It's like.
Yeah. I mean, let's take Florida State right now. All right. You had the kid last year. Good. He was there for 4 years.
Yeah.
I get that. Now you bring in a transfer who sucks, who hasn't been good anywhere.
Well, yeah. Why did they think he was going to be?
Why are you wasting developmental time
on him
when you're not very good? You're already 0-3. I'm benching him.
He just got beat by Memphis.
You're taking, if you're going to lose with a freshman who you can help grow and be better. That way, when he's a junior, you're going to be okay because you still get athletes. You're still Florida State.
And that's the thing that, like, you're telling your team that he's the best you got.
Yeah.
Really?
You're taking away developmental reps from a young kid who is going to do this. It may have the same exact results, but you have him for 4 more years.
That's the one that is so awesome to see. Is now, obviously, it panned out a little bit yesterday, but is Arch Manning staying and not transferring out? He's sitting the bench for 2 years, but when he steps in to start next year, he's probably going to win the Heisman.
Yeah.
He's developed. He actually has learned, and he's gotten some reps.
Yeah.
Now, granted, you walk in, your first pass touchdown, then you run a 65-yard touchdown. People going, The fuck's this Quinn Ewers guy?
Yeah,
real fucking quick.
Dude's got some fucking wheels on him too.
Yeah,
got some wheel. I didn't realize he was that fast. I mean, you don't really see him run a whole lot, but it's like dude's got some wheels.
Which I didn't see what happened to Ewers. It was something in his,
I think it was his head.
Was it? I thought he was holding his leg.
Oh, maybe it was.
Like
I don't
his
know.
hip.
Okay, could be.
I didn't
watch it. I figured it was going to be a blowout. So
because once he goes down, like nobody talks about him anymore because Arch Manning's in the game.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like he doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, it's the same thing. He stayed. He learned. He's going to be a high draft pick in 2 years.
Yeah. I mean, that was on, of the Alabama train of you sat for 2 years, then the guy went to the NFL, and then you played for 1 year, and then you got drafted in the first round. The guy that was sitting 2 years behind you, he got drafted in the first round.
Yeah.
That kind of works.
Mm-hmm.
But I need it now. I need it now. It's like, well, you're not good enough.
Mm-hmm.
Because you end up like DJ at your third fucking school, and, nobody understands what you can and can't do. Obviously, you can't throw the football.
Yeah.
You're a runner.
Yeah.
And you're not great at running.
Yeah. Exactly.
I mean.
Exactly. It's just weird. Just weird that you can't, you know what I mean? Like, even like Notre Dame.
Yeah. And then where's that come from? Beat the fuck out of Purdue of like, and you.
Yeah.
Northern Illinois.
Northern Illinois.
None of those points. You had nothing for that.
Nothing for that. It's just weird. It's weird.
Yeah. They're still going to. Now, doing that, they've already started rubbing that.
Yeah.
Northern Illinois off, and if they beat USC, they're in the playoff. Obviously, winning out, meaning that USC being the main game left.
Yeah. Yep. You're fine.
Yep. You'd be
Just
fine.
Weird.
Everybody forget about it.
Yeah. Odd.
But with Ohio State was at that point last year. Didn't have a quarterback.
Mm-hmm. And it's weird. And Ohio State doesn't have a quarterback.
Yeah.
Now I know there was some transfer issues, and that, but you can have one transfer. You can't have two transfer.
Right.
They had two.
Yeah.
That would have been in that.
Yeah. Their whole fuck up was Quinn Ewers coming a year early.
Yeah. He shouldn't. I mean,
because he transfers out, which he was always going back to Texas. But if CJ Stroud would have went pro, or he couldn't at that time, and Quinn would have been, he probably wouldn't have transferred.
Yeah.
Well, now you've fucked up our cycle of who we're getting.
Yeah.
And that's how you end up with
last year?
A quarterback that basically threw to Marvin Harrison in high school. Well, would you have been?
Yeah, exactly.
If you didn't have the best wide receiver in the country?
That's weird. Yeah. Odd.
Yeah, that's it's just weird how like you just end up with nothing. Mm-hmm. But then again, you catch a lot of it still in college of like running my offense.
Yeah.
Well, that guy can't do that.
Yeah, which is why I like DeBoer from Alabama, because he literally changes his offense for what he has.
Yeah.
And it's so smart. And people don't realize that. It's like he won a national championship at wherever the hell he was to start, and he had a running quarterback. Because that was like the big conversation yesterday. It was like, how is he going to be with a mobile quarterback? And he's been used to Penix because he had Penix when he was at Indiana. He had Penix when he was obviously at Washington. It's like, and then Klatt's like, look at his track record. He has an offense for his guys, not him.
What do you think Penix was at Indiana?
Yeah, he was a runner.
Before he ripped his knee up, he was a runner.
Yeah. So it's not like he does a really good job of doing what his guys do well. There's not a system. There's not a Kalen DeBoer offense. It's a, what do we got? There's offenses everywhere for what you have.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of offense.
Stop running the same shit.
Yeah. Yeah. NFL last week was a little brutal.
That was tough. Yeah. And I got to understand it because, like, as far as my team goes, this is every year.
Yeah.
This is every year.
Yeah.
It's always fucking something. And now you play Kansas City today. I'm like, well, 0-2 it is.
Nah, I mean,
ain't no fucking way.
Well, I mean, they're going to come out and they're going to freaking compete with Kansas City. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
From watching, I'm not really concerned about offensive-wise. I'm talking about defense.
Yeah, I don't know how it got that bad.
They're going to run it down their fucking throat. And then you got our defense guy, that guy's just fast in a straight line. I'm like, shut up.
So, yeah,
Just shut up. Like, do you not know who their coach is?
Yeah.
He's going to develop 9 fucking plays for that guy to make you look like shit.
Yeah, exactly.
That's happening.
You know what Andy Reid does?
Yeah.
Pacheco's going to have 200 yards of rushing.
It was the same thing of like, well, the offensive line can't block.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, we can't run the ball.
Yeah.
Shocker there.
Yeah.
Joe Mixon rushes for 150 fucking yards in his first place somewhere else. God damn.
And you know what the crazy part is? Tennessee ran the ball.
Yeah.
So Zach Taylor just does not like to run the ball.
No.
Which is so wild coming from the line of coaches that he has learned underneath.
Sean McVay is a ball-running coach.
Yes, which is so crazy.
The pass goes off the run.
Off the run. Everything is predicated off of the run, which is wild.
Because it's a funny thing, too, of like when you watch it enough of like, hey, Burrow's under center. Here comes a play-action pass. That's you never run the ball from under center. It's like Ryan Day would get that way, too, of like, oh, the quarterback's under center. They're going to try to take a deep shot here.
Yeah. Under center at 1st and 10, it's not a run.
Yeah, it ain't a run.
It's not a run.
Defense is just bad, though.
Yeah.
When you know they're running and you can't fucking stop them.
Yeah.
And like they just missing tackles and of like,
yeah,
I don't know what the deal is.
Yeah.
And then just fucking pay him.
Yeah.
You're going to pay him.
Just pay him now.
Because if you don't pay him this year, it's more next year. It's not $35 million a year. It's 40,
probably, or more.
Just do it.
You're
gonna, just fucking do it. You caused chaos in it
for no reason
for a guy that you're gonna fucking pay.
Yeah, it's kind of like the whole it's Dallas situation with both of them, with CD and Dak. Dak was just quieter about it.
Yeah, you're gonna pay him.
Yeah,
just fucking do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, my team wise, I expected.
That's E.
I mean. The only thing I watched that I thought was, and he did it last year with Russell too. The first couple of games was like he didn't run the offense.
Yeah,
he tried to play it safe.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, just let him go. If he's going to make mistakes, let him make mistakes with the plays that you're going to run. Because when they did the 2-minute drill to go down and score, to cut it to 4 or whatever the hell they cut it to. Like, it was the offense that you run.
Yeah.
It was what you ran in preseason. And it looked fine. And he made some plays with his feet.
Yeah.
He made some bad throws. He's going to make bad throws. That's fine. He's going to make mistakes. That's okay, too. But you have to just open it up for him. Don't hold back. And the defense played pretty solid. Give up the one fucking 30-yard run to Geno Smith. I don't know what the hell that's about. But still.
Because he doesn't even want to run anymore. No. He's fucking 900 years old.
So, I mean, other than that, like I wasn't mad about it. I didn't expect to win, but they played pretty well.
That's one of those. It's just such a weird spot for you because there's just nothing you can do.
No,
of like, let's develop this quarterback. You Surtain to a long term. That's great.
Yeah,
you can't get any free agents.
No, not yet,
and you won't be able to next year.
Next year, I think we can get. I think it opens back up a little bit more.
It's $38 million, or $35 million is your hit next year.
Yeah,
but it's going to go. Obviously, salary cap's going to go up, and you sign Surtain to that deal, and then say, hey, let's work this.
Work it.
But it's one of those ones of like, you get your draft picks back.
Mm-hmm.
If you only won 5 games, it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world.
No,
if you could be super competitive, but maybe you're just losing with kicks and stuff,
Yeah.
As far as wanting to watch it.
Yeah.
But it's just, you're so fucking tied up.
Tied up, yeah, with your money and everything. And there's the explosiveness on offense is not there either. You have some solid guys.
Yeah.
Solid guys. Right? I mean, they're okay. But there's nothing explosive about it. There's no, you know what I mean? It's not we don't got a guy on the team that's catching a 5-yard crosser, turning it into a 25-yard gain.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's just nobody. They have speed, but it's all deep threat speed.
Yeah.
It's not, it's not horizontal, then vertical speed. I don't know. It's just odd.
Would you be all right if you only won 6 games, but you swept your division?
Yeah.
How awesome would that be?
Be great.
Not that the Raiders are that much to you anyways.
Yeah.
But
hell, we did it before.
Yeah.
Tebow.
Yeah.
Went 10-6 and only had and didn't sweep the division.
Yeah.
10-6. It's crazy. Went on an 8-game winning streak.
Yeah.
Beat the Steelers in the playoff game. And then
on a fucking
walk-off,
fucking walk-off touchdown from Tim Tebow.
Tim Tebow to DT.
Yeah, that's just I thought about that as that game was going on of like it's just a bad spot.
Yeah.
But and it only lasts like they'll financially
they'll get there.
The ownership has cash,
uh-huh.
which if you have cash, you can bump shit down the road, which makes it easier.
Yeah. And again, I like Nix. I think he's actually going to be okay. I do. I don't think he's going to be bad at all. But I do think you have to open it up for him.
Yeah.
Because if you don't open it for him now, then you're never going to see if he can be any good.
But I could also see Sean Payton as a guy that like, hey, look, we got a rookie quarterback. We're a little hamstrung on money.
Mm-hmm.
We're not winning the Super Bowl this year.
Yeah.
So let's just bring him along slow.
Mm-hmm.
Let's not force him into stuff because it doesn't fucking matter.
Mm-hmm.
If we force into stuff and win a bunch of games, miss the playoffs, and draft 20th, what's that do for us?
Yeah, nothing. Nothing.
Now, if you draft in, I don't know who, probably receiver-wise in that 8 to 10 area would be a nice spot.
Mm-hmm.
And I struggle, too, because obviously I want your team to do well, unless they're playing my team.
Yes. And they do.
But I like Geno so much.
Yeah.
Because he's kicked around so long, and he's finally a starter of like, I kind of want to see Seattle do some.
I tell you what, though, Mike McDonald has that Seattle defense looking nice.
Yeah.
Nice. They're good. I mean, he essentially took what he did at the Ravens and obviously brought it to Seattle with the same mentality. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Baltimore and Seattle kind of had that same mentality, same team, right? Defense first, offense,
Yeah.
And it works well.
Yeah.
Works well. Almost had the game, man. Freaking hell of a catch by Tyler Lockett. Did you get to watch?
I didn't watch.
Guy was in I mean, you can't play that any freaking better, especially as a white corner. I mean, you can't play it any better than that. Hell of it. I thought he dropped it. I was like, sweet, we're getting the freaking ball back. We got a shot. Nope, caught us. Son of a bitch. Hell of a catch.
That guy, I mean, for Jesus Christ, seems like he's been there for 20 fucking years.
I know.
But he still just makes catches.
Mm-hmm.
Just throw it. He'll get it.
He'll get it.
The other one, because I heard Lombardi, basically his sentence on it is, as one of the greatest NFL throws you're ever going to see, is that 3rd and 11 out pass from C.J. Stroud to end the game.
Yeah.
That was fucking ridiculous. Guy wasn't open.
No.
Just on a rope. Only place that his guy could catch it, nobody else could touch it. Of like,
yeah,
you miss that pass, they kick a field goal, they beat you.
Mm-hmm.
But you complete that pass, game's over. That was like, just fucking ripped it.
Yeah.
Of like, there's a dagger for you.
The Texans are going to be good again, man.
Yeah.
They are. They're going to be good. They have a running game back.
Yeah.
The defense is still solid. They're young.
Offensive line's better.
Yeah, that would probably be where I'm spending a lot of my money in the next couple years.
That doesn't always work. The Bengals been spending money like a motherfucker on the offensive line. They're still bad.
More like, I guess, youth. And, because apparently Tunsil's a good left tackle. I still don't see it. But, your interior isn't the greatest.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, I mean, it's the first game. It's the first week, so you don't expect everybody to play, obviously, as well as they do. But listening to McAfee's show, the Panthers are in fucking trouble. With just the ticket pricing itself.
$1.68 got you 2.
Yeah.
80 fucking cents.
Yeah. Yeah. The lowest ticket I've ever
paid. Second game of the season.
Yeah. I paid $20 a ticket before for an NFL game.
Yeah.
And that was on New Year's Day, and both Colts and Jaguars were very bad.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? That's $20
on a holiday. That is.
So this was week 1.
Fucking.
The opener.
Unbelievable. And Bryce Young is just bad.
Yeah, he's bad. Yeah.
And it's shocking of like, nobody wants to be against height or anything like that. But the guy's he's 5'11". He's not. He's like 5'9".
Yeah.
Of like, you can't, this guy, the fucking center is the smallest guy and he's like 6'5".
Yeah.
Like you can't. And I listen, somebody talks like, he's not as fast as everybody thought he was. He's not as elusive. His arm's not very strong. Of like,
yeah. Good pick.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they don't do anything to compliment him.
Yeah.
They don't run the ball. They don't.
And you lost Caleb Williams for it.
Yeah, exactly.
That,
Yeah. Yeah.
The one thing I did like was Lombardi talked about all of last year is you guys keep telling me this Jets defense is so fucking great.
Yeah.
And he says, I'm telling you, they're not. He says, they look good because the other team goes so basic because they know they don't have to do much to beat you.
Mm-hmm.
So they're just going to not turn it over. And they know if they get into double digits that you guys can't.
I don't know why they think it is so good.
And they
I
just
don't know.
got fucking dismantled.
Yeah, I don't know. Like they have a lot of good pieces.
Yeah.
But I don't know why they're so bad.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I mean, you had 2 All-Pros on there.
Yeah.
You have your linebacker and Sauce, and then obviously Quinnen Williams is pretty freaking good. Like you have a guy at every level of your defense.
Yeah.
Why do you suck?
I think it's because they think they're so good.
Yeah.
And their coaching staff is terrible.
Yeah.
Just terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. You lose your quarterback in week 1 and you punt it on the season.
Yeah.
Basically, it's fucking over now.
That's the craziest part.
Because then you look at, go back to before the season last year with Hard Knocks and him going, hey, this is what it's going to be like when a quarterback can play. You don't have to play that good a defense and still win a game.
Yeah.
Of like, well, that's what you're putting out there?
Dude, I was so mad when I heard his comment after Monday night's game. Feels a lot better being 0-1 this year with a healthy Aaron Rodgers than it does last year. It's like,
yeah.
Why are we?
Everything he does is wrong.
Yeah.
It
sounds wrong. Yeah. I don't. You're so hell-bent that Rodgers is your answer.
Yeah.
That you're not holding everybody else to the same standards you're holding Rodgers.
Yeah.
It makes no sense.
Well, and then there's one of and it's the greatest line, and I've heard a lot of GMs and coaches, but all you hear about on sports talk is, but the coaches and all of them say, there's not a team out there that's one player away.
Mm-hmm.
There's just not.
Yeah.
Because one player doesn't move the fucking needle.
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
They can't run the ball.
No.
And you have a halfway decent running back.
Pretty good.
Yeah. You have receivers.
Yeah.
You have a quarterback. Your offensive coordinator is terrible.
Yeah.
The fact that you hired him after the season he had in Denver is why you're going to lose.
Yeah.
That's the issue I have with the recycling of coaches.
Yeah.
You're telling me there's nobody else out there that's young, anything that you think that could be better. You hired him because he and Aaron Rodgers halfway get along.
Yeah. Also,
you know who Aaron Rodgers also going to get along with?
Anybody.
Probably anybody else you put there.
Anybody. He's a player.
Yeah. He wants to win.
Hackett got 2 jobs based on Aaron Rodgers. They hired him in Denver thinking they could trade for Rodgers.
Yeah.
And they hired him in New York thinking they could trade for Rodgers.
Yeah.
Like, just run.
Look, and my point to that is look at the Texans.
Yeah.
That guy is his first year doing offensive coordinator. Learned underneath a pretty good one.
Yeah.
Came from San Fran. Look what he's doing.
Yeah.
Look at the guy in Detroit.
Yeah.
Look at the guy who he took the Panthers job. Look what he did in Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
Just learned. He was his first year as an offensive coordinator. Look what he did with Baker. You know what I'm saying? Like there's guys out there. You don't have to keep the recycling of coaches that you think that.
All you needed with Rodgers was somebody with a basic knowledge of the West Coast offense. Because you can't. That's you're going to run his offense.
Yeah.
Like that's where when Tom went to Tampa, in the first half of the season sucked, and the second half was awesome. They won a Super Bowl. Well, the second half of the season they ran Tom's offense as opposed
to what Arians likes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of well, this is a Hall of Fame quarterback. Why would you? Why do you think your offense is going to suit him?
Yeah. Why do you think the year Denver won the Super Bowl, their offense was terrible? Because Kubiak tried to do play action with Peyton Manning.
Yeah.
And boot. He wasn't just play actioning. He was trying to roll with Peyton Manning.
Yeah.
It made no sense. You won that Super Bowl because of Wade Phillips.
Yeah.
And the fact that the defense was fantastic.
The fact that the funny thing is for the rest of his life, Peyton Manning is a Denver Bronco.
Yeah.
And he had nothing to do with that Super Bowl.
Yeah, I know.
And people forget that he got benched in the middle of the season.
Yeah.
Well, you benched him.
You benched him.
Because he was bad.
Because he was playing bad football. Because of you, Kubiak.
Yeah. But forever, he'll be a Denver Bronco now.
Yeah.
And people forget about the Colts.
Yeah. Which is, I mean, he even is like...
he lives in Denver.
Yeah,
he doesn't talk about...
No, I mean, don't get me wrong.
I understand. They cut him.
Yeah.
I get it.
But again, I mean, he, other than the one Super Bowl, all of his records did come in Denver. I mean, I get it. But yeah, the one Super Bowl, he was... I mean, you could have put a nutless monkey out there, and with that defense was going to do something good, right? That was, I mean, hell, they shouldn't even have beat Pittsburgh in the first game. The running back fumbles. The first playoff game, the running back fumbles and with the lead, and Peyton takes them down, and they score a touchdown. They win the game.
And talking about bad quarterbacks, though, fucking Deshaun Watson, Jesus Christ!
I don't know how the hell you forget how to play football.
I mean, obviously there's another lawsuit out there now. I don't know if it's going to qualify.
Yeah,
because it's still in the same time frame. It's not a new one.
Yeah.
But boy, I'm thinking because if he gets suspended for it, I think they can get out of that contract. Because have you seen the numbers?
Yeah,
they're dead cap. Like they can't. Obviously, it's fully guaranteed. They can't.
Yeah.
Plus, there's dead cap numbers out there, dude. It is like if they would just cut him now. Like next year is like an $85 million hit, and the year after that's like $75 million. If they cut him, if he finishes this year. And then finishes next year, it's like a $65 million hit the one year, and then a $50 million hit, and then it gets lower. Of like it is.
It's crazy.
Like you got to hope that he fucking dingles a massage therapist. That's the only way
you're out of the contract.
And then to think about that of like Baker Mayfield just playing good football.
Yeah,
he played good football for you. He was injured a whole year. And you treated him like shit.
Crap.
Even though he went to Pittsburgh and won a fucking playoff game.
Yeah.
Should have won against, because Patrick gets hurt. Should have won against Kansas City.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean.
I don't get it either.
Get him the fuck out of here. Not good enough for Cleveland.
Yeah, not good enough for Cleveland. Everything is better than what you have now.
And then you let Joe Flacco walk.
Yeah.
Why the fuck would you not re-sign him?
Idiots. I don't know. Stupid.
Fucking craziness, man.
You want to make some picks?
Yeah, let's make some picks. I got to do our pick'em thing too. I haven't submitted yet, or even looked at it.
I didn't calculate how well we did last week.
I tied for second. Let's see, where do we get these from? FanDuel, right?
Yeah. All right. I'll start off with a fun game, which is crazy that the spread's this much, but Tampa Bay in Detroit. Tampa is plus 7.5.
Give me the Buccaneers because that's a shit ton of points.
Yes, it is.
Although I think the Lions will win that game, but Jesus Christ, man, 7.5. The fact that you think that's a 7.5 game, and then you look at the Bengals spread and it was only like 5.
Yeah,
I'm like,
crazy.
Come on. Let's see. New York Jets minus 4.5 at Tennessee.
I'm gonna take Tennessee with the plus 4.5.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. Plus 4.5. All righty. I will give you Seahawks at the Patriots. The Patriots are plus 3.5.
Give me the Seahawks in a blowout.
Okay.
Let's see. I just had one I was going to give you. Oh, this is kind of a weird one. Colts -2.5 at Green Bay. With the talk of football 3 years ago. Remember, he was going to be a first-round draft pick.
Yeah.
And then he went in the third or fourth round. They might trade up in the top 5 to get Malik Willis.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and take the Colts on this one, -2.5.
All right.
Chargers, this one, I find it weird it's this low. Chargers at Carolina +4.5.
Give me the Chargers. That's a weird, that's one that you think they're fucking with you?
Yeah.
Like somebody knows something. Like, how is that even?
Yeah. I mean, I guess because they run the ball so much that there's not going to be enough time to score that many points.
I guess.
I don't know.
But I'm not sure Carolina can score.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Cleveland Browns +3 at Jacksonville.
I'll take the Jags minus the 3. Cleveland didn't show me anything to move the ball, and the Jaguars should have won that football game against the Dolphins. Let's see here. This one's funky. I don't get this one either. Rams at Cardinals. Rams are +1.5. Find that weird.
Give me the Rams. I don't know what. I mean, I honestly, if San Francisco didn't look the way they looked, but I mean, I have the Rams making the playoffs this year.
For sure, yeah.
And then you got to love when the quarterback says, not my job to get it to the wide receiver.
Yeah.
Kind of your only fucking job.
Only job is to get it to the wide receiver.
Unless you're telling me that the coach tells you who you have to throw it to.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go. Chicago Bears at the Houston Texans. Bears are getting 6.5. That's kind of a weird one because they can't score, but the defense is fucking legit.
Yeah. 6.5. I don't know. I'm going to take the Bears in the 6.5.
All right. I don't mind it.
No, that's a big one. If it was 4.5, I'd take the Texans, but the 6.5, it's a big one. I'll give you your last one here. Let's see. Giants at Commanders. The Giants are +1.5. So who's winning that football game?
Oh, fuck. Give me the Commanders. Fuck. The Giants are so fucking bad.
Yeah, they are. It's cringing going back and watching some of the clips from the in-season Hard Knocks.
Yeah.
And watching, Mara just hate his GM. When he says, what are we going to do with Saquon? He should have just said, sign fucking Saquon, please.
You own the team.
You own the team. Yeah.
He kind of bitched out on that.
Yeah, he did.
For $15 million?
Yeah.
And then you have the GM going, well, we're gonna win games with a $40 million quarterback, or are we gonna hand it off to a $15 million running back?
Yeah.
It was nothing.
Yeah.
I'm first of all, the fact you spent $40 million on that fucking quarterback, you should have lost your job.
Uh-huh.
All right. I gotta give you one, right?
Yeah.
Here's one. Right out of the gate.
Yeah.
Saints +6.5 at the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Because they both kind of torched it, but we don't know.
I'm going to go with the Saints.
All
Saints
right.
plus the 6.5. I like it. I like the Saints at the 6.5. Because it seems like David Carr plays his best football at the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
So, not a longevity guy there. Seems to fuck up quite a bit towards the end.
Find somewhere to fuck this up.
Yes.
And plus, if Cowboys came home for their opening home game and just laid a fucking egg.
Mm-hmm.
They're so excited after beating the Browns.
Yeah, exactly.
Super Browns.
Super Browns.
I had the Super Browns.
I'm going to.
Yeah.
I'm going to. Can feel it coming.
I can just feel the shit in myself getting ready to happen.
Well, since this will be the last thing we talk about, I did shit my pants last Monday. It was, so, like I told you, our dryer took a dump.
Yeah.
So I drive and go and get one of these crappy, cheap ones, the, refurbished ones or whatever. And I have to pee about as bad as anybody in their life has to pee. Like, I have the sweats.
Yeah.
Like, because I have to pee so bad. And I go into the place, and as I'm walking in, I was going to go to the bathroom first, then go pick up the dryer.
Yeah.
As I'm walking in, I grab the handle, and it says, in all caps, no public bathroom. I'm like, fuck. All right. So, like, I speed walk. I'm like, I'll take this one. All right. It'll be out back. I pay for it. Drive around. The guy goes, hey, I got a bad back. You mind lifting this in there? It's like, yeah, I guess.
You're the loading guy.
Yeah, you're the loading guy. So I pick up the fucking dryer, put it in the back of my truck. I drive around, and because I was like, there's a little wooded area. I'm like, I'm just going to go park over there, go on the other side of my truck, and pee, and then just go home. There was so much traffic in that. I couldn't get comfortable enough to do it. So there's a gas station about, I don't know, not half a mile down the road. So I'm hauling ass. Like, I'm like almost in tears. I got to pee so bad. I step out of the car, and apparently my body said everything needs released, and I shit my pants. like I didn't pee. Apparently I had to shit as well. And I step out of the car, and literally was just like, I'm 4 feet from a bathroom, and it just leaks out. And I'm like, God damn it. Well, I go in there, and apparently something happened to where I had to shit. Because when I peed, like, everything came out. It was like, blah, 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 like, I was done for. So I'm done. As I'm getting ready to, I take off my underwear, put my shorts back on. I'm the only one in there at this point.
Yeah.
As I'm opening the door to leave, about 6 people walk in, and I got shit underwear in my hands. So I have to stuff it in my pocket until I don't want them to see that I throw my own underwear away. So I wash my hands. I have the paper towel in my hand from drying it off. Well, I have it in my hand. Well, I reach in my pocket and grab the underwear with the paper towel. And as I'm doing it, a worker walks in the bathroom to clean, and he looks at me as I'm throwing it in there, and he just goes, have a good day, man. I was like, whew, he didn't see that I have a ball of underwear in my hands that thrown away. So, yeah, that had been the first time in quite some time, but I had no idea that I had to poop. That's how bad I had to pee.
The sneak attack of
no
shit in your pants is...
Yep. I had no idea. I had no clue.
Is it bad shit? Or just, enough to ruin the underwear?
Enough to ruin the underwear. The shorts were fine. I didn't even hit the shorts. But if I would have been sitting down, I would have ruined everything. But I was literally, I had stepped out of my truck, and it was just, I was like, that's not good. That's not good.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. But yeah, that's how bad I had to pee. I had no clue that. And now looking back on it, my stomach had been rumbling the whole time.
You just had to piss so bad.
I just had to piss so bad that I didn't even think about it. Yeah. Yeah. Funny.
Oops.
Yeah. Oops.
The fact that shit popped out, and when that released a little shit that you didn't piss yourself is
yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, it was bad. So yep. Now I gotta erase the dry erase board and put a 0. How many days? How many years it's been since I shit my pants? I had an accident.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what makes it the best. Is that in no point did you ever think that you even had to take a shit?
Nope. I had no clue. No clue.
That is the worst though, when you got to piss and the traffic's so fucking bad.
Yeah.
And like if you don't have a piece on you, you can't just pull it out. Like
no,
I'm not baby dicking out here.
No, and it wasn't like I wasn't in town. I'm in a different town, so it's not like if somebody drives by or like a cop or anything like that. I know a lot of the people in this town that I could explain myself. I'm like, I'm in a whole different town.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's like They're not going to give me the benefit of the doubt. You know what I'm saying?
I thought when you said, "Hey, I got a bad back. Can you lift this?"
Shit my pants.
That
I
you
lifted
shit
it
your
up.
pants
No.
lifting it. That
Nope.
would have been
great.
awesome.
Yeah, that would have been even better. But no, I thought I was going to pee my pants when I lifted it up.
Because then you could have played that off of like, well, you had no public bathrooms. I lifted it up and then just shit all over their loading dock.
Yeah, that'd been great.
Clean that up, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Bad back.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't gonna bother you when you get that mop.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's how I started my week. That was on Monday.
It's a good start.
Yep. Good start.
I can't believe we made it almost 2 hours before that story popped out
I know
of
it. I know it. I forgot I did it.
there. Yeah.
So it's been a week now.
I haven't had any close poop calls. I almost pissed my pants almost every day now.
Yeah.
Of just like, I'm just in an area where
Yeah.
can't get it.
Can't get it down. I get it.
Can't be hot dog in the members' houses.
Yeah.
Check us out.
It's funny. That's funny.
What a note to end on.
Yeah.
Welcome back, football. Let's do it.
WideSide.